Hello and welcome to Business Naughties. This is Nilangshu Dey. As we spotlight Global Reach Educational Consultancy in Guwahati, we are joined by Mr. Kaushik Barua, Head of Naughties Operations. Stay tuned for more valuable insights.
I am the person that heads Global Reach in North India, partner with Global Reach. We have been in Guwahati since 2006. We've just completed 18 years this July in the Northeast. Global Reach is an organization which is about 36 years old now. Yeah. So over a period of time, we've helped enable over 50,000 students to go and study abroad. It was conceptualized with the idea that at that time in the 90s, early 90s, when people did not have enough access to information, we needed to find out how to go about the purpose of studying abroad. And we started at that point of time. Today we have offices, about 40 offices across 6 countries. And that's what we do. We've been doing this for schools of North India since 2006. Yeah, and my role is to oversee all the operations.
Can you describe the process Global Reach uses to ensure the fit between students and universities?
Well, I think it's a very interesting question. I think especially a student from Northeast, when he walks into an office, he doesn't really know much about where he wants to go. There are many options. We go to 500, almost 700 universities now across the world, so how do you find the right fit for that particular student? So I think we have a certain method of doing this. One is that I think you have to a student has to look at the marks he has first. Second, he has to look at the budget he's got for that particular study period. It could be undergraduate, could be a postgraduate degree, whatever. So the family, what is the amount of money they're looking at spending if he does not get a scholarship. Based on that, and there are other interests also. A student from India would really look at going to study abroad for about 3 particular reasons. I would say broadly classified. One is to go and study because he does not have a degree available in India. That particular, say, program or study is not available in India, so he has no option but to go and study outside India. Second is he wants to go and study and do a program, and because this is something that he wants to do it because his family is saying he should do it, and so he does it and he comes back once he finishes his program. The third category, which is a huge category of students, would be students who are looking at going and studying abroad and with the hope of getting some work experience post that. And sometimes people might want to stay and look at long-term staying back if they get a right job, right? Now, we help a student depending on which of these 3 categories he falls in. Because let's be clear about it. University can offer a student a course, but if he's in the 3rd category, he's looking at getting a work experience. He needs to go to a country that the government lets you stay back even for a period of 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it might be. So automatically, the classification of the countries that he can apply to will depend on the classification he's choosing as a student. Where is he looking at? So automatically, we can bring other things. Then, depending on the marks, the interest area, the future that he's looking at, it's easy to bring it down to probably about 5-6 universities he can look at applying. Could be in different countries, could be in the same country. Based on that, also what happens next is we are not a very prescriptive organization. We would want a student to be a part of the process of finding the right course for himself. We do not like to tell him this is the right course for you, right? Because eventually a student, we make a student for X number of hours, and a student may not be in the right, we may not know him enough to make that decision for him. We want it to be a consultative process where the student asks sometimes the parents are part of the whole process of selecting a particular university and then applying to them, and based on the offers he gets, then making a decision. And that's how we like the process to be, and that's how we have always kept that process.
Basically, placements, this Global Reach offers any other services like entry, departure orientation, or cultural adaptations programs or something like that?
Yeah, well, I think as Global Reach, we have a variety of services that is not connected just with university placements. I think one of the most important ones is we offer help with getting accommodation, right? Accommodation in the first world, and especially countries like the UK, Australia, are at a premium at this point of time. And that's where we come in, and depending on the budget and proximity to the university that the student wants to be, we have tie-ups with many service providers where a student can sit in Guwahati or in Shillong and book this accommodation and after choosing one of them. There is also a process where we help, you can open a bank account right here in our office, sitting from the UK or Australia, wherever it might be. So that is other help. We also have, if you want to buy medical insurance, that can be bought at our office. So these are almost mandatory things that they have to do. And so all this can be done sitting in our offices right here without having to wait to go there to Australia. You can buy your mobile phones, services right here. All this is taken care of. I think where we have offices like Australia, I think we also have, the student has the opportunity, if he wishes to, he can always walk into our office. Also, we must understand, there's a pre-departure organized. We try to sensitize the students as much as possible on how to go about at least the first couple of weeks that he's in a new country. Because the student, the young person, usually they are traveling without their parents and they're on their own. They do get lonely. Perhaps sometimes a feeling they have not been used to because there's no support system existing. So we try to sensitize them to how to go about taking care of this process, how to be mentally strong, how to we also have a lot of our alumni from this part of the world who's in these places. So we put them in touch with them so that in case they have any issues, these alumni help them out. And there have been many cases of where you probably have a young girl who's very unhappy with accommodation and doesn't really know what to do. And we have an alumni of students for the last 18 years in Guwahati, and they would help out because they're a fellow Northeastern student who's come, and they would help out sometimes bring the young girl to the house, let them stay for a week, help them find accommodation. But this is something that we've been doing, and that's why it has always been very helpful.
Are there any service charges that the student has to pay?
Well, let's be clear about it. Global Reach does not charge any money for any of their services. If the student goes to any of the 700 ranked universities that we represent across the world, right? Now, this is 700 universities that we work with. But the student could want to go to one particular university that we do not work with, right? It happens, and perhaps it's the best fit for the student. Right? So, in that case, we would have an application processing fee, which is very nominal, but depending on the country or the number of applications he wants to do. Otherwise, every other service to a student is free of cost. You might also ask me, how is it possible? We are remunerated by the universities that we have agreements with, for the student goes as So that's how it works.
Global Reach is one of the best educational consultancy services present right here in Guwahati.
Yes.
So, are there any strategies behind it? Like you have been the best since the past 18 years?
Well, I think the strategy is something difficult to describe this. I think our job as a study overseas, I'm talking specifically of study overseas counseling company, is twofold. One, it's like going to a doctor, right? It's a business of knowledge, right? It's not a business. It's a business of knowledge. And so when you go to a doctor, you would go to a doctor who's very qualified, is updated with knowledge, has a lot of experience. It's the same thing with the study about business, because you're talking about a decision on your life. You're spending a serious amount of money. You're not just money. You're traveling, spending so many years out of home. Your future could be there, right? Or your future could be anywhere else in the world. Now, in that particular case, you would want to go to the best for expertise. So, how do we ensure that? So, if you meet our counselors, There have been counselors who've been working with us for 18 years in Guwahati, right? And these counselors have regularly traveled to all these universities across the world. Okay, they are updated with their knowledge. They are tested on the knowledge. So you have certifications which are done annually, the certifications from the British Council to the Australian government, which are updated and tested done regularly because the regulations keep on changing. Okay, so that's how we ensure that the student is given the best possible advice he can ever get. That's what we aspire for as an organization. And perhaps the goodwill that we earn from them, that has ensured that we have stayed on top of the game across so many years now.
I'm Shreyanka and I'm going to the Australian National University for my undergrad. Applying to a university can be a stressful process. I know, I've been through that too. But thanks to Global Reach for helping me out and making this so much easier. I first came across Global Reach through a roadshow they organized in which they had invited various university representatives, and I had the chance to meet them directly and ask questions and learn more about the university and their programs. From the very beginning, my counselor took the time out to understand my goals and aspirations. She provided me with valuable information, scholarship information, reviewed my application, and finally helped me with the visa procedures. Thanks to her, I was able to secure a 50% scholarship at the Australian National University.
Hello everyone, my name is Barua and I am from Guwahati, Assam. I am currently studying at Queensland University of Technology in Brisbane, Australia. I would like to thank Global Reach for helping me with the entire process from choosing the university to application to visas.